Suddenly, everything changed. The people who once stood by your side drifted away. Friends became busy, family doesn't understand, and the one you loved no longer reaches out. You're left in a silence where it's just you and Allah. But is this emptiness a punishment, or is it an invitation? A call from Allah Himself, a call for your attention. Part 1. When Allah wants you to return to Him, we get caught up in the love of people, the distractions of this world, scrolling through screens, chasing validation, living on autopilot. And Allah, He watches patiently, waiting for the exact moment when your heart feels heavy, when the world feels hollow, when no one truly understands your silence. That's when He calls you back. Not with a loud voice, but by slowly quieting everything around you. So you finally hear His whisper in your soul, "Come back to me." You might feel alone, but it's not loneliness, it's divine redirection. Because when Allah wants your
attention, He removes the things you once relied on. He makes you fall, just enough to land in sujood. He makes you feel empty, so He can fill you with His light. Allah says, "So flee to Allah." Surah Ad-Dariyat 51:50. And when you do,
you'll realize He was never far. It was always you who had drifted away. But He waited. And now, He welcomes you back. Part 2. He removes people. So you turn to Him, you whisper through tears. Why did they leave? Why did everyone change? Why does it feel like no one stays? But maybe it's not about who left. Maybe it's about who remains. Allah didn't remove them to punish you. He removed them to purify you, not because they were bad, but because your heart was too full of them and too empty of Him. You see, when you love someone more than you remember Allah, He gently pulls you back. He doesn't shout. He doesn't force. He simply begins to empty your heart, so He can fill it again with what it was created for, Him. Allah doesn't say they weren't meant for you. He says you wanted them, but I wanted you to want me too. And in that loneliness, He teaches you how to cry in sujood, how to breathe through the Quran, how to speak to Him in silent nights. Because the one who walks away from people to walk back to Allah returns stronger, fuller, and never truly alone. Part 3. Loneliness means you've been chosen, you feel alone. The chats stop, the calls fade. Even in a room full of people, you still feel empty. But don't rush to say, "Why me?" Instead ask, "What does Allah want to show me?" Look at those most beloved to Allah. Yunus, A.S., in the belly of the whale. Yaqub, A.S., crying in the darkness over his son. Yusuf, A.S., thrown into a well by his own brothers, then imprisoned. Alone. Loneliness was never a punishment. It was a preparation, a cleansing of the heart, a divine silence, so they could hear only Allah. You see, when Allah chooses someone for something great, He often begins by pulling them away from the world, so they learn to survive on nothing but Him. So if you're alone right now, it's not because you've been forgotten, it's because you've been chosen to reflect, to reconnect, to rise. Because when the noise of the world fades, the whispers of the hereafter grow louder, and in that silence, Allah speaks to your soul. Part 4. This time won't come back. What you learn now is eternal. In seasons of solitude, we often overlook the value of the moment. Yet this loneliness is temporary, but the lessons it offers are eternal. In times of stillness and reflection, we are gifted a golden opportunity to turn inward, to return to Allah. The Quran says, "Indeed, with hardship comes ease." Quran 94:6. These hardships refine our hearts, helping us develop patience, sincerity, and unwavering faith. When you cry over verses of the Quran today, you are not just healing your soul. You are being shaped into a person who can one day uplift others with those very words. Allah tells us, "This is a blessed book which we have revealed to you, O Muhammad, that they might reflect upon its verses." Quran 38:29. Reflection leads to transformation, and transformation builds legacy. What you internalize now could be the light you pass on to someone lost in darkness later. The sujood you make in these quiet nights may seem small, but in the unseen realm, they carry immense weight. Each prostration is a seed planted in Jannah. As the Prophet said, "The closest a servant comes to his Lord is when he is in prostration." Muslim. These moments of closeness are not wasted. They are forming the foundation for the person you are becoming and perhaps preparing you for the one you long for. And maybe, just maybe, as you supplicate and grow, Allah is preparing them for you. 2. So embrace this season, not with despair, but with purpose. This time won't come back. But what you learn, feel, and build now will echo in your eternity. Part 5. Alone but not empty. This is proof of Allah's love. To feel alone is not to be abandoned. It is in these quiet, heavy moments that Allah's love surrounds you most. He says in the Quran, "And we have already created man and know what his soul whispers to him, and we are closer to him than his jugular vein." Surah Kaf 50:16. This divine closeness is not just physical, it is emotional, spiritual, and constant. Allah sees your silent tears, hears the tremble in your voice, and understands the pain behind the words you cannot say. He is Al-Basir, the all-seeing, As-Sami, the all-hearing, and Al-Alim, the all-knowing. Even in your solitude, you are deeply known, fully understood, and infinitely loved. Perhaps you cried over someone you couldn't have, and your heart shattered quietly. But know this, Allah did not take you away from love. He returned you to the truest love. The love of Allah is unlike any other. It holds no rejection, no abandonment, no conditions. It is a love of mercy, forgiveness, and endless peace. When something or someone is removed from your life, it isn't a punishment. It is a redirection. Allah, in His perfect wisdom, often takes you away from what you want to give you what you need, and what you need most is Him. The Prophet said, "You will never leave something for the sake of Allah, except that Allah will replace it with something better." Ahmad. So remember, being alone does not mean being empty. Your heart is being filled with healing, with strength, with Allah's mercy, and that in itself is proof of His love. Conclusion. If you're watching this video all alone right now, know that it's not a coincidence. It's a sign, a gentle, divine whisper from Allah. He wants you to know you are not alone. This moment, this message, this stillness, it's proof that you've been chosen to return, chosen to fall in love with the one who has always loved you. So tonight, when the world is quiet and your heart is soft, go into sujood and whisper, "Oh Allah, I understand now. You want me to be yours." Let those words pour from the depths of your soul. Let them be your beginning, your return to the one who never left. Comment below, "I have returned to the love of Allah," and don't keep this moment to yourself. Share it with someone who's silently struggling. Let them know. This isn't just loneliness, it's a sacred call, a divine invitation, a moment where Allah is gently saying, "Come back to me.